Welcome back, guys. My name is Wildcard. Super 12 is back on the table. 2022 Crusaders versus Hurricane, the old rivalry, the game that I look forward to the most from the New Zealand side of the competition. And this game once again delivered for the audience. Highly entertaining. Huge amount of tries scored all the way till the end, and players were just swinging for the fences for the full 80 minutes. This was truly incredibly entertaining game. First up, okay, why is the Tonga support money per try so cheap? Okay, it's so cheap. $500 per try. What? These teams score like, how many tries was the score? Let me have a look. Like, how many tries was this? 10 tries was scored. Only $5,000 for scoring 10 tries? You kidding me? I mean, come on. This should be like 10 grand per try. I mean like $5,000. What can you do with $5,000? Like buy groceries for a couple weeks for like 10 families. Like, come on, that's really not that much money. Plus, the money is tax deductible, right? Should be at least 10 grand per try. Come on, stop being so cheap and, you know, pay some real money for this stuff. It's a bit of a joke, right? $500 per try. Come on. People needs help. Make it 10 grand and make it worth something, okay? But yeah, this was quite a good entertaining game. And so first up, and then the next thing I want to talk about again is the something that I don't want to talk about, but I feel like I should. Is the referee and the way that New Zealand Rugby has decided to shorten the referees, just like shorten the injury time the referees allowed on the field. And then also shorten the, you know, limit the referees' TMO decisions, right? So this is, I mean, I can see they're trying to speed up the game, but honestly, there's two things that I think this is literally the two things that nobody's complaining about. Because first of all, as rugby fans, we don't care if the referee takes 5 minutes to make a decision. We care about the decision being the right decision, first and foremost. Because the last thing I want to do is read in the papers the next day and feel like my team has been cheated because the referees rushed through a decision and made the wrong decision on the field, okay? I'd rather have the referee take their time and make the right decision than making the wrong decision. So shortening the time for the referees is not good, and as a result, there was one really poor decision made by the referee, where Adi Savia scored a try, and the referee went back to a line out where one of the Hurricanes player looked like he touched the ball, knocked on, but there was no clear evidence he actually touched the ball. So, and the TMO goes, yeah, that's a knock on, even though there was no clear evidence. So yeah, so that's the stuff I don't want to see. I don't care how long it takes for you to make that decision. I want that decision to be correct. That's first and foremost, okay? So get this out of your heads, okay? That's not the fans don't care about the right decisions taking the long time to make, okay? Now the second thing is injury time. Now this is the thing that as a fan probably don't want to see too much stoppage because the player just like on the ground faking an injury, right? But there is an issue. There's basically what happened in this game was that there was literally one of the Hurricanes players looked like he rolled his ankle, right, pretty badly, and the trainer was like strapping his ankle so he doesn't get hurt again. Referee comes over, goes, "We're gonna play on without you," and the Hurricane player just gets up, tries to run back to his defensive spot without the strappings being done on him, despite the fact that he clearly hurt his ankle. And you know, with this sort of things, if a player is clearly hurt, just let him get what he needs to be done to be treated, right? And I mean, as much as I don't want to see people like on the ground wasting time, I think you're gonna get sued, New Zealand Rugby, if you don't let players get the right treatments for the game. And we saw a few times in the game where some players may look like, that was one time, and there was another time like towards the end that I can't remember, but like right at the end, Jordie Barrett clearly got knocked. Like he was hurt on the ground, he got a head collision, and the referee told another guy to go off for HIA, but didn't tell Jordie Barrett to go off for a HIA. No one even checked on him because you know, they don't want it to, the Hurricanes were trying to get a bonus point. They don't want him to go off, and they don't want it to, you know, waste time on the field to check up on him. So they just played on, where Jordie Barrett clearly was hurt, like crawling on the ground, holding his head, and like, that was pretty bad. So yeah, probably should not do that, because you're gonna get seniors in a rugby. But anyway, so that's some of the things I did notice out of this game. So now let's go on to the actual game. Excellent game. Crusaders, once again, extremely good. Came out really smooth, really good start, looking like they're gonna just outpower the Hurricanes. Looking like a really well-oiled machine. And then they kind of like, you know, took the gas off the pedal a little bit, slowed down a little bit, got themselves in a yellow card just starting. They really have this habit, the Crusaders, where they contest the breakdowns when they're under pressure, over contesting the breakdown to slow the ball down. And then they got penalized again and again and again for that, and even got a yellow card. But like the championship team that they are, despite having a yellow card, they were able to hold off the Hurricanes. Excellent work. And then the Crusaders set pieces, especially when it comes to the lineouts and the maul, was just absolutely dominant. The scrum was a little bit ahead for the Crusaders, in my opinion, but the lineouts was the biggest difference between the Crusaders and the Hurricanes. Like the maul from the Crusaders, every time they get it, they move forward like 15-20 meters quite easily, and the Hurricane just like no answer. In fact, the Crusaders maul has led to a couple tries, including a penalty try, and it was just, yeah, quite a devastating weapon for the Hurricanes to deal with. And once again, the Crusaders defense has been quite good throughout the game. Maybe only till like the very end, it fell off a little bit, where Hurricanes were able to crack the defense for a couple of tries. But overall, the defense was really, really, really good. For the Hurricanes, there were a few players who were excellent. Jordie Barrett played out of his mind, like he always does. He's kicking, he missed one kick right in front. It was a little bit uncharacteristic, but overall pretty good for Jordie Barrett. Adi Savia, extremely good. He like pretty much scored a try by himself, and then the referee wrongly declined his try, which could have been the bonus point for the Hurricanes. And the rest of the team overall was just right in there, again putting up a fight against the Crusaders. But like, you know, the set piece execution, the lineouts, the mauls was just ultimately a bit too much of the Hurricanes to deal with. So overall, 10 tries were scored in this game, like I mentioned. Faianga and Nuku got a hat trick for the team. There was a penalty try for the Crusaders, and yeah, 71st, and for the and then Klein, he's the debuting hooker, gets a try, second try. I would say, yeah, the second forward try, second more try for the Crusaders on the last minute as well. For the Hurricanes, Love gets his first try, Sullivan 68 minutes, 75 minutes, 79, so 3 tries, extremely short duration in the last 15 minutes for the Hurricanes. And then Adi Savia, I think, had a try just before Sullivan as well, so it could have been like 4 tries in 20 minutes right towards the end, where Hurricanes really kick into another level, but that try was denied. And overall, in the first half, the Hurricanes were actually under a lot of pressure, and then managed to hold on, and then managed to actually turn the table around, putting a lot of pressure on the Crusaders. Really, really unfortunate not able to score a try just before the end of the first half, especially when Crusaders had a yellow card. But yeah, overall, this was an extremely entertaining game to watch. Let's look at the match stats. So yeah, the Hurricanes really put the Crusaders under the pump in the second half. 559 run meters to 399. At the half time, the run meters was 254. So Crusaders were leading the run meters 254 to 203 at halftime. So Hurricanes really came out and put on a show, especially in the last 20 minutes, to turn that run meters like in their favor. Turnovers conceded, probably the next big thing. 8 turnovers are conceded for the Crusaders, 11 for the Hurricanes, a little bit behind there. Tackle count 179 for the Crusaders, a lot of defending, only 27 missed tackles. That is quite good for Super Rugby levels. Hurricanes pretty good defensive themselves, 113 tackles made and 13 missed tackles. So kicks in play, 26 kicks for the Crusaders, 22 for the Hurricanes. The kicking game has been pretty good for both sides, and there wasn't really too much advantage for both teams. Will Jordan, once again, was really, really good at finding those gaps behind, but at times in the first half especially, there were a bit of bit too much, I would say the kicking got a bit too cute, where they were trying a bit too hard on that little kicks behind and waste a few opportunities in the first half, which resulted in them kind of getting put under a lot of pressure by the Hurricanes in the return. The breakdown, Rucks won line out, 2 line outs lost for the Crusaders, 1 line outs for the Hurricanes. The scrum 3 and 4 pretty even, and the difference in discipline, Crusaders, like I said, 14 penalty conceded to the Hurricanes 9, 2 yellow cards to Hurricanes 1. So the Crusaders really gave out a lot of penalties when they were under pressure, and they were warned again and again and got yellow carded for it. So one of the yellow cards was that, and then the other yellow card I think was I can't remember what the other yellow card was. Was the number 10 from the Crusaders cynically playing the ball on the ground. When he made a tackle, he was literally on the ground and tried to like wrestle, like grab the ball while he's like laying flat on the ground after he made a tackle. It was really cynical play. So that was a yellow card. The Hurricanes yellow card came from the Crusaders maul, essentially. Was going over, like literally pushed Hurricanes ball 15 meters, going over for a try, and Hurricanes had to collapse the maul, yellow card. It looked like they scored a try anyway from the Crusaders, but the referee said the maul was collapsing illegally. Yellow card, penalty try for the Crusaders, overwhelming dominance in that regard. So the overall the game was incredibly entertaining. So yeah, like I said, Crusaders came out pretty hard, and the Hurricanes were just looking like they're gonna get blown out at the start right away. In fact, so 7 minutes in, Crusaders had a nice little counter attack. I think that just like carved open the Hurricanes backline. I think there was a kick from the Hurricanes, and the Crusaders like just counter attack with it. And then I think Sam Wylaw had a nice little run, linked up with Will Jordan, who like linked up with someone else, and Crusaders were just like right about 2 minutes out on the Hurricanes try line when they got tackled. The ball quickly came out, really quick ball, straight to Fainga Anuka, goes in for the first try in 7 minutes. On the 13th minute, there was a midfield scrum for the Crusaders for the second try. Essentially, the ball comes out, and the Crusaders look like they're going to go for the right-hand side. And then I think the number 10 gets the ball on the right-hand side. He looks over on the left-hand side, throws a huge cut-out pass back to the left-hand side. And then Brandon Ennell gets the ball. He feeds the inside ball to Will Jordan, who ran a nice, beautiful angle, goes through. He gets really close. Just before the try line, he pops the ball out to Fainga Anuku, try. And this try, you look like the pass from Brandon Ennell to Will Jordan was forward, but the referee didn't go back and review because they have limited review. So this is something that I don't want to see as a viewer. If that was a forward pass, I want to see that being caught out, because in the replay, the team, even the commentators were like, that looked like a bit forward. But you know, if the referees are happy, we're happy. I mean, I'm not happy as a fan. If that's forward, that's forward. He looked forward to me on TV. It should have been looked at, but the referee, did. So this is the thing that I don't want to see. I don't care if it takes 5 minutes to look at this. But it's just, yeah, it's pretty bad for the wrong decision to be made, in my opinion. And then on the 25th minute, the Crusaders gets warned repeatedly for penalties inside their own half. So this should have been yellow card here already at 27th minute, because the Crusaders was warned on the 17th minute for repeated penalties, and the Hurricanes took a penalty kick. So there should have been yellow card already here, but they get a second warning for repeated infringement inside their own 22. And then and then the Hurricanes takes a penalty kick. So this was pretty much right in front, and Jordie Barrett actually missed the kick. And then on the 2 minutes later, literally the Hurricanes backs himself again inside the Crusaders half, and I think his name was Proctor, gets a short ball run angle, and he gets through. He links up with Ruben Love, goes in for a try. It was just like a nice little handling. And suddenly the Hurricanes are in front, 12 points to 13. And I've noted here in my notes, George Bridge made a few mistakes here. Just saying. I don't know how this guy's an All Black. He's pretty average in this game. And then on the 36th minute, the Crusaders gets penalized again in their defense. Jaeger, the tight head prop, gets sent off, yellow card. So for the last 4 minutes in the game, for the first half, Hurricanes really tried to score a try, but the Crusaders championship team held off, no try, despite huge opportunities for the Hurricanes to score. And then in fact, just before the halftime, Crusaders managed to counter-attack and get themselves in a position for a penalty kick and gets themselves 3 points ahead, 2 points ahead of the Hurricanes. Halftime score 15 points to 13. Unbelievable finish for the Crusaders, having one person in the bin to be able to pull that points out. Second half, the game started off a little bit. Again, the Crusaders kind of on top, dominating. It took 10 minutes for the Crusaders to score their first try. Yeah, so Faianga Nuku is once again the recipient of try. Basically, these Crusaders putting pressure on Hurricanes for quite an extended period of time now. They just found, they just found Faianga Nuku out wide, open with a bit of space, goes in for the third try for the Crusaders. And then on the 61st minute, Hurricanes strikes back. Hardy Savia really made a huge play. It was like midfield. There was a breakdown. Hardy Savia looks up. There was no defender in front of him. Picks up the ball, ran 50 meters. He was super fast, powered through all the way for a try. And then Ben K, they go back to watch a replay. There was a line out beforehand where Ben K looked like he touched the ball, but it didn't look like he touched the ball actually. So they needed to find like what they called conclusive evidence that he touched the ball, but there wasn't really. But the TMO somehow says he touched the ball. So you tell me. So it was again another poor decision by the TMO. Said he touched the ball, so this beautiful try was declined. So this was really, really sad to see. And Ben K became the oldest person to play Super Rugby at 39 years of age. How old is Richie McCaw? Can we just bring back Sir Richie? How old is this? Is Sir Richie like 39 or 40? We can get him back, right? Get Richie McCaw back. Come on, guys. Come on, he's in shape. I know he runs all the time up the hill, up the mountains and stuff, right? Just get him back. I'm sure he can play. Yeah. So Ben K, 39 years of age, oldest player to play for the Hurricanes. And this was his 100th cap as well for the Hurricanes, so well done. On the 65th minute, the Crusaders kind of back the momentum on their side, had a penalty. They kicked the ball out for a 15-meter line out, and they just mauled the line out all the way for 15 minutes into the Hurricanes try line. The ball collapsed. You looked like the Crusaders was going for a try. The referee said it was collapsed illegally. Yellow card and penalty try, 65th minute. And then the Hurricanes fall back immediately. They try to, just literally a couple minutes later, they try to run the ball back out. The Crusaders, number 10, plays the ball on the ground like to try to like cynically stop the ball from getting out quickly, and then gets yellow carded. And then a minute later, as this yellow card was given, Hurricanes was just pounding the Crusader defense, goes in for their second try. Sullivan goes in for their second try. And then on the Crusaders strikes back a couple minutes, literally right away, with another penalty kick out for 5 meter line out. 5 minute line out, and you can see it coming. A more goes in. Hurricanes has no answer to that. Goes in for another try, more try. Klein gets on his debut, gets a try as the hooker. And then towards the end, the final 10 minutes, we saw Hurricanes. Jordy Barrett played really well. He was just pounding the Hurricanes again, pounding the Crusaders try line for ages, and eventually Jordy Barrett pick and go gets the try. And then on the 78th minute, Garden Bishop gets a try for the Hurricanes just to finish off the game. And yeah, that was the end of the game. 10 tries overall. Is it 10 tries? This is only 5 here, but this says 10. Is there a mistake here? I think there might be a mistake. But anyway, let me know what you think of this game. I thought it was highly entertaining. And yeah, really, $500, not enough. Make it 10,000, okay? Just stop being cheap. It's tax deductible. Just give the money to the people who need it. Okay? Thanks for watching, guys. And see you guys later for the Reds game. Cheers.